Hello and welcome into Tobacco Road and Abroad. My name's Gareth Parsons, joined by Aiden Moore, and boy, do we have a lot to cover this week. And first of all, I'd like to start off by saying it's never Dover.
It's
It's
never
never
over. The pain is
Aiden.
never over.
Aiden, if you're wondering what this is about, Aiden coined this term after the NC State Georgia Tech game last year, where we were both talking about yeah, this is saving Dave Doren's job for at least another year. I'm at the point where I think if NC State even lost out and went 5-7, they'd unfortunately keep him because of this win.
Yes.
Because this is his first top 10 win since 2017. Now, granted, the opportunities that we've had against top 10 opponents have been few and far between since 2017.
Yes.
I think, actually, no. We had one in 2021. And I will say, I will give him credit where credit's due. In his last 4, I think, games against top 10 opponents, he is, I think, 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, no, he's 3-3, if I'm not mistaken, which I will say that's not a bad record for recent years, but our issue's not that. Our issues are elsewhere, as Aiden and I have beaten a dead horse, but without further ado, let's get into it. Should we just start with the NC State Georgia Tech game, just because that's
the
title
sure.
of the episode at this
Take
point? So
take it away.
All right, so I correctly predicted this game. Yeah, State did a good job. They did exactly what they needed to do. I said on the podcast, State needs to turn this into a track meet, and that's exactly what happened. They turned it into a track meet. Ultimately, I think the deciding factor at this point was just efficiency in the red zone, because neither team punted till late third quarter. So, yeah, just check. For once, NC State was very efficient in the red zone. That's not particularly something we're used to seeing, at least this year. The offense, despite being the main headline, NC State was without its biggest 2 weapons on offense. Hollywood Smothers and Justin Jolie, the best receiving tight end in the nation and the best running back in the nation right now statistically. They had neither of them and still almost dropped the 50 burger on Georgia Tech. My only question is, how much worse would it have been had we had those guys?
I don't think you see, here's the thing. I don't think it would have been any worse. I think the performance would have been about the same, just because I felt like all of State really rose to the occasion on this game.
Yeah.
I felt like everybody, in a sense, kind of knew writing was on the wall right now. Time to make it or break it. State's had a very mediocre year, to say the least. But with that being said, I think this coaching staff really knew that Georgia Tech was beatable. And that's something that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, just seeing if we can, if any team can really take advantage of Georgia Tech's weaknesses. And I think there was just a level of confidence that NC State had that Georgia Tech didn't. And I do think maybe them having their stars would have been a little bit better, but I think NC State played a perfect game. And if as far as NC State could go, but I think these losses weren't as big of a deal in this scenario, in this particular instance, as you might think. I think everybody really, because if there were abhorrent mistakes, I think you could very well make the argument, oh, it could have been a lot worse. But I think everybody did their assignment and was overall the perfect game that NC State needed to play.
Yeah, and I think that is the point, is a good point. Everyone rose to the occasion. 3 of our 4 receivers are true freshmen. The leading receiver on the game for NC State was a freshman, Teddy Hoffman, with 74 yards and a touchdown. The leading rusher in the game, NC State's backup running back, Duke Scott, true freshman, 200 yards on the ground on 24 carries. I mean, even the backup receiving tight end did his part. And I think the perfect game is kind of, I think, the good, not analogy, but it's kind of a good breakdown of this, because
NC State only had 2 punts and 1 fumble this game. I don't think the addition of your starters really would have made all the difference. Maybe you could make the argument, oh, no fumble, or oh, like you get like another score off of those drives that you had punts. Overall, I don't think there's anything you could really critique about State on this one. They played the game they should have played.
Yeah, and they did what they needed to do. How you beat Georgia Tech is how you beat any sort of kind of nickel and dime run first offense. You stay perfect on offense and you control the narrative. The whole point of these teams, obviously, if they're a run heavy team and they run very much, run only team, it could be because they're good at running the ball. It could just be they're that good. And yes, Georgia Tech is that good at running the ball, but they also do it to control the narrative of the game, to control time of possession. Funny enough, NC State actually controlled time of possession in this game. And it wasn't like they were doing anything, necessarily like chewing clock. It was just the defense was so bad at times that Georgia Tech was scoring at will, but so was NC State. Georgia Tech's defense was they were doing exactly what I was complaining about NC State's defense doing for about the first 4 games this season. They were just running this very deep zone coverage, and you essentially just let CJ Bailey and NC State's receivers just kind of sit down in the holes in the zone and pick them apart. Aiden, I know you didn't watch the game, but how many times was I saying CJ Bailey was just throwing to guys who were wide open and had no guy within 20 yards of them?
There was that one busted coverage turned into a touchdown, I believe, in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, there was a lot of moments like that.
And, a lot of them came on, they got pressure to CJ Bailey. He rolled out, but then there'd be a guy wide open, middle of the field, jumping up and down, practically doing jumping jacks, begging for the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just, I get the point of zone coverage, and a lot of teams run it, but at some point you can't just rely solely on it and drop 8 or drop 7. Good passers are eventually going to find the hole in the zone. Receivers know to either stay on the move, if they can't find the hole in the zone, to stay on the move. If you can't get to the quarterback fast enough, and I think they only sacked CJ Bailey once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. It might have. Hold on, let me look at the stats. Sacks for Gamecast recap. Oh, team stats. Here we go. I am not seeing sacks on here.
No, there were a couple sacks. Akilo Stone from Georgia Tech got one, and I think that might have. Let's see what else. I think that might be it.
Yeah. So if you're only getting 1 sack, or you're not really getting a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback, you can't exactly run this drop zone coverage. Zone coverage has its place, but everything just kind of goes back to what Aiden said. NC State schematically, obviously they knew Georgia Tech was beatable, but schematically how NC State runs their offense coincidentally lines up with the antithesis to how Georgia Tech runs their defense. I'm not saying there weren't adjustments made to further take advantage of that. I'm just saying this was not, and this isn't saying oh, Georgia Tech should have won, but NC State was not the best matchup for them, in my opinion. This was a kind of perfect storm game for them, in my mind.
Yeah.
But no, with that, I do think Dave Doren saved this job. I think at this point, NC State probably will make a bowl game. They may even go 7-5, in my mind. I think this just do I think we will beat Florida State? I don't know, but this game proves we have the potential, at least at home, to punch above our weight, and I think we will be able to. I think we have a chance at beating Florida State, so definitely making a bowl game. 7-5 is probably still on the table, but who knows with how Miami's playing? Who knows? 8-4 may still be on the table. Who knows with how Miami's playing at this rate?
Gareth. Don't get your hopes up too high.
Carson Beck, 4 interceptions. Was I not right about the 6 games?
Yeah, you were right. You were right, but we'll see. We'll see. There's
Oh, I know. We'll be the one team he doesn't take. He doesn't do that against. I'm aware. That's usually how it goes. He's gonna have 5 games with 4 interceptions in the back half, and the one game that it's not gonna be is NC State. That's just my luck.
the ride is never Dover, and I mean, I've had mixed feelings about Thor. Like as a UNC fan, I really have no dog in this fight. I've always, you see, I think Doran and State for me was always kind of the perfect marriage. I don't really like State too much. Dave Doran seems like he seems all right. Like he's been very proficient for NC State, and I uh, don't necessarily like consider him to be the greatest coach of all time. But I don't think NC State is going to be getting the greatest coach of all time, or at least in his prime, because NC State did have Lou Holtz for a couple seasons, but Lou Holtz decided to become the greatest of all time elsewhere, and but I am glad that State fans are at least putting a little bit more respect on Dave Doran's name. Maybe
I think it's all mockingly. I think it's all
maybe
mockingly.
maybe
It's all mockingly. Like,
but
look at the signs of the game. No one at the game, people had signs saying no one does 6'7" better than Dave Doren. This was a State fan. This was a State fan.
That's great. That's great.
The sign said 6 and 7. So his normal making a bowl game and then losing it.
And
Just to add context for our older viewers who are not familiar with the thing that makes me want, the joke that makes me want to rip my ears out that the youth are saying today.
six seven, 6'7". But yeah, that's great for NC State. However, there are more important matters for me. UNC finally got an ACC win against Syracuse. It's over, guys. You know what? I'm feeling confident about this UNC team now. It might just be me being a little bit delusional. Was the Syracuse team bad? Yes.
Are they basically nothing without Steve Angeli? Yes.
Yes. Did Joseph Philidari from Syracuse? He only threw 39 yards off of 4 complete passes, 4 for 18. Yes, he did. But Gio Lopez, 216 yards passing, 15 for 19, 2 touchdowns. He looked good. Listen, UNC is 2 plays away from being 5-3. If you really think about it. Got the Cal game and got the UVA game. The game of inches. If UNC had a couple more inches, they would have been there. Pause. But listen, things are starting to turn around for these Tar Heels right now. I'm feeling confident. Will I have this confidence come these next couple weeks? We don't know. But listen, anything can happen. I think things are starting to click a little bit. I mentioned it to Gareth. I don't know if we said it on the pod, but Bill Belichick's habits of starting slow in the season and picking your stride mid-season, great for the NFL. Probably not for college football, not going to lie. But listen, anything can happen. I think I like Gio Lopez's performance. I like the rushing attack from UNC. June was able to rush for 101 yards off of 13 carries and get 1 touchdown. He also led the team in receiving off of 2 receptions for 81 yards, scoring a touchdown. Listen, I mean, UNC's offense looked really good in this game, totaling a total of 425 yards offensively. This was an absolute domination by UNC, and is a good win. And I'm excited to see how UNC is going to be performing against Stanford. We have some opportunities to maybe get a couple more wins to try maybe get a bowl. I mean, you win against Stanford. That would, if we win that would be 4-5. I don't think we would win against Duke, but Wake Forest, maybe it's a rivalry. Anything can happen. What I would like, Gareth and I witness peak at seeing UNC fight for a bowl game, and NC State also trying to fight for a bowl game. I don't think they would be fighting for a bowl game, but absolute peak cinema would be 2 5-6 teams battling it out in Carter Finley Stadium.
I mean, the best matchups between these two teams come when they're fighting for a bowl game, or when one of them's fighting for a bowl game.
That would low key make it a color rush game.
Make it a color rush game.
I want to see the UNC Blues, the NC State All Reds. It would be great. It would be peak. But anyway, good win for this team. Just goes to show, like, hey, there might be a little bit of life behind here. And I will harp on the fact that we are 2 plays. We are like 2 inches away from being 5-3.
That's the worst part about football sometimes. 2021 NC State was 2 plays away from 11-1, and instead they went 9-3.
I mean, it is a game of inches, and inches matter. But hey, let's jump around to the other Carolina matchups. Let's see. We had the UNC Syracuse. We had the UNC Syracuse match on Friday, and then we had the Dabo maybe losing it. Did he get fired? No. Not yet.
He made a joke in the press conference about how one of Clemson's first years he thought he was getting fired after the South Carolina game, and then he was talking about how, I see the AD in the back of the room, I'm definitely getting fired.
Yeah, Duke wins it against Clemson, 46-45.
I will agree. There was some questionable calls towards the end of that game that led to that, but Clemson. The amount of times Clemson's gotten questionable calls to win games in the ACC, there's no sympathy. It's like when Florida State fans whine about a call because I'm like, bro, you practically got every call you wanted from about 1990-something until about 2015.
I like the audacity of Duke fans after this matchup. That you were showing me, like the posts that they were
Halloween,
bro. But a good effort by Duke. They came out swinging in this one. 21 points in the first quarter. Clemson came back scoring 21 points back to back in that second quarter, and Duke, after like kind of getting punched in the face like that, it looked like Clemson was going to kind of take control of this game. They really controlled tempo and was able to score off a big play off of Quayshawn Brown, 45-yard pass, and got the touchdown in a 7-play, 50-second drive. And then going into the third quarter, it kind of looked like Clemson was taking over, leaving the third quarter 38-35. But this game was just back and forth. But Duke eventually gets the touchdown on the last drive and gets the 2-point conversion. And I like the play call by Duke. Really bold, basically just kind of playing with house money on this one, saying, hey, we're going to go up and get it. and paid off big time. Duke comes away with a season. This Clemson team's not as good as years past, but this is like going to be like a historic moment for Duke. This is like the Duke win against FSU at home. Like, it's just one of those. Like,
Was
if you're
FSU
one of
asked that year? Yes,
yes,
but they had never beaten them before.
they had never beaten them before, and you know what? All three Duke football fans are going to be really happy with this one. Shout out Andrew, one of the three.
Yeah, one of the three. Yes, definitely.
One of the few people I know who's a fan of Duke football and basketball. But good win for Duke. Other Carolina matchups. Let's see. ECU.
Kind of got
ECU got a big win over Temple. 45-14. I kind of expected this Temple team to put up a little bit more of a fight, especially at home. But
they
ECU
kind of did in the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, they scored a whopping 14 points, but then they didn't anymore. ECU, however, was scoring 14 points for 3 consecutive quarters. So this Hauser, I like him as a quarterback for ECU. I think he was at Michigan State, if I'm not mistaken, before. But 256 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I like him as the ECU quarterback. ECU quarterbacks are a very unique breed, in my opinion. Like, I think we had our friend Garrett talk about this before. They're kind of like at a weird point of their career, and sometimes they're boom or bust. But I like Hauser. He's done pretty good for ECU, and this ECU team on the verge of maybe being a bowl team. Rest of their schedule, well, they got Charlotte this week, so
yeah,
they're going bowling. But tough draw against Memphis and at Texas San Antonio. Those are going to be some tough games, but I would like to see how ECU performs in those. But I mean, if ECU runs the table, they could be 9-3. Like, I know a lot of people are high on this Memphis team. They're technically in the first draft of the playoffs. Playoff committee has put them as the group of 5 team. Hot take. I don't think Memphis is that team. Maybe San Diego State, or I think they're better teams for the group of 5. The group of 5 is very weird this year, but ECU gets the big win on the road. Moving on, we have Wake Forest versus Florida State.
Yikes.
Yeesh. I mean, Florida State's like a good get-right game for Florida State. I know a lot of people are kind of not so high on them, especially after that Stanford loss, but this Florida State team, let's see. They got the potential to go bowling. I mean, they got Clemson, Virginia Tech, NC State, and Florida. I think with this Florida State team, those are very winnable games. Had a rough stretch. Like, once you got that loss to Virginia and Miami, the team just kind of was falling apart a little bit. But Florida State able to kind of bounce back with this Wake Forest win, and I think momentum's going to be on their side for a little while now. But we'll see how they do. I mean, I don't think any of the games that they have left on their schedule are pushovers by any means, but I could see a world where they win. But, like, you never know. You never know. But let's see. After that, I think Charlotte had a bye. What about
Coastal and App did play, I think. Coastal's not North Carolina.
No. I meant Charlotte. I think Charlotte had a bye, but
Charlotte did have a bye, I think. They, and God did they need.
I think App State also had a bye. Maybe.
Yeah, they might have, yeah.
Let's see.
There honestly wasn't that many games this week. I think a lot of teams had buys this week, and there wasn't a whole lot of games.
Yeah, but I think that wraps up our North Carolina segment. But going into big games of the week, Ohio State gets the win over Penn State. Looked like Penn State was kind of making it a little bit of a fight at the half. Got 14 points in that second quarter. Like a lot of people were like, "Hey, what's like maybe Penn State's kind of." Ohio State had dominated the game up until that point. Like if you saw the game, like it never looked like it was in Penn State's control. But going into half, hey, one score game, anything can happen. Julian Sayin throws 4 touchdowns in this game. He's looking pretty good. I don't know if I would necessarily put him as a Heisman favorite over Mendoza, but he's been performing exceptionally well. I've liked this Ohio State defense. This Ohio State team is deservedly the number 1 team in the country, in my opinion. Very solid team, front to back. Might not have the most as impressive as a resume as Indiana or Texas A&M does, especially with that Texas win. Kind of looking a little bit suspicious. Some people saying it looks good. Some people saying it's looked bad. I think fundamentally it's a good win. But this Ohio State team's looking good. Easy number 1 in the country.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing that. Like, I don't think anyone can argue that, even if they tried, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think you could make an argument maybe Texas A&M, or it could be
even Indiana.
Yeah, but we have a very solid top 3. But
yeah, I don't think anyone could argue against any of those. Really.
Mm-hmm. Indiana gets the big win over Maryland, 55-10. Indiana keeps rolling. Georgia has a close one against Florida. Georgia in this rivalry matchup wins it 24-20. It was looking a little sketch going into that fourth quarter. It was tied up, but Georgia able to get that touchdown. Gunnar Stockton, he just finds ways to win, throwing for 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. I like him a lot. This rushing attack from Florida was giving Georgia some tough time, but Georgia comes away with the win, and I like Gunnar Stockton a lot. I'm interested to see how Georgia's going to be doing in these next couple weeks, especially with teams like Texas on the horizon and Georgia Tech. But it could be an easy path for them to win out, but we will see.
Speaking of Texas, my God, Arch Manning silences the haters this week.
Absolutely.
And we called it too.
We called it. I'm sorry.
We've also been telling y'all all season he's not as bad as you think. 2,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's not a bad year. You Instagram, TikTok, skinny boys are just out here. Dweebs. Are just upset he's not putting up 400 yards every week. Yeah, maybe he's not a Heisman candidate this year. And yes, ESPN was probably a little quick to put him as a Heisman candidate. He hasn't
Did I get into the Heisman candidate hype? None of your business. No. But
none of your business.
Did we post a video of me saying that Arch Manning was a Heisman candidate? You watch the videos. You do the research. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
You go back 9 episodes.
Hey. You view the. Hey. Show me the clip. You're gonna have to view it though. You're gonna have to open up the video.
You're gonna have to find the video too.
Yeah. But
Arch Manning goes 25 of 33 for 3 touchdowns, 330. I saw some people on the internet going, "Well, he didn't do anything." I mean, he threw the ball.
Let me also tell you on this. Texas was in control of this game the whole time. And I do have one concern about Texas. They let Vanderbilt kind of get their way back into it a little bit. 21 points in the fourth quarter. We're sweating over an onside kick. This Texas defense needs to finish the job, in my opinion. Diego Pavia, I like Diego. I have split feelings on Diego Pavia. You know,
Say the
one week
quote you said on Saturday night. Say the quote you said on Saturday
what did I
night.
say?
Diego
Pavia.
No, Haynes King is King is who Diego Pavia thinks he is.
Yes, and I like Diego Pavia. Like, I like. I'm a Diego Pavia fan, and he's great. He actually impressed me with his arm, like throwing for 365 yards. He's not just a runner. He's a track star. He had 3 touchdowns over the air, but Vanderbilt can't solely rely on Diego Pavia, and he wasn't necessarily that proficient in the points of the game where it really mattered the most. Halftime, it's 24-10. Texas is in control of this game. There was never a point through the first 3 quarters, even the 4 quarters, where I was like, oh, Vanderbilt's really got this. It was only at the point of, like, I'd say, like, the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter where I'm like, this Vanderbilt team's very Army-esque, and, like, you can't give them an inch. They'll take a mile. They'll find their way to weasel their way back in, but it's very interesting, in my opinion. I felt the main storyline of this is Texas dominates, but it's not going to be that Texas dominates because the defense kind of let up a little bit, and I have questions about that going into a tougher stretch of their season. I don't know how confident I am in Texas against teams like Georgia and Texas A&M. And I said that last episode in the pod. This is the most winnable game against a ranked opponent Texas has right now on their schedule. I don't think Texas can get away with what they did against Georgia and Texas A&M, and that's no fault of Arch Manning.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Let's see. Miami loses to SMU on the road. SMU gets the win in overtime.
Like a moth to a flame. Carson Beck, like a moth to a damn flame.
Carson Beck, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. He gets the Jameis Winston Player of the Week. Throwing for 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Listen, I don't know. Like, this Miami team's kind of on a little bit of a spiral. I still think they're really good, but guys, you're making Notre Dame look bad. Come on.
Really bad.
It's week one. Notre Dame.
Wasn't
Miami,
it on the road too for Notre Dame?
Yeah, it was on the road. Week 1 Miami is different than week 10 Miami. We know this.
Miami fans stop showing up halfway through the season if they have more than 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
That place gets real quiet. Hard Rock Stadium gets real quiet. I mean, it's been quiet all year for the Dolphins.
Hard Rock Stadium gets really quiet during the winter. During November, December.
Maybe October some years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this game was in Dallas. I'm just saying, future game in Hard Rock may be quiet. The Syracuse game this Sunday, it's going to be a ghost town. Aiden and I are going to see tumbleweeds on the TV. We may even see a gunslinger hiding in the tunnel. You'll hear the good and the bad and the ugly off in the distance.
Is that Pistol Pete? I thought, what? This is an ACC matchup.
Oh my God.
Big 12
I think I saw a standoff in the parking lot. Like, come on, guys.
No, that's just Miami.
Yeah. That's just
But
what you know about Coral Gables.
But Anyway, Notre Dame gets a real workman-like win over Boston College. I didn't not know what to think of this game. I was unable to watch it live because of YouTube TV, which, you know what? Micro segment right now. Aiden's rant on YouTube TV. ESPN, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to us right now? So here's what Gareth explained to me. So what is it? Fubo,
Fubo and Hulu.
Fubo and Hulu. Like, so Fubo, they basically charge like $100 a month just so they can afford being hoed by the mouse himself, and and basically in YouTube TV trying to remain integrity, like remain the integrity that they have. I don't know who's the CEO of YouTube anymore. I know the previous one unfortunately passed away, but YouTube TV was always the affordable option for our sports. And now the mouse is putting his cheesy little crummy little hands in our YouTube TV right now, and we can't watch ESPN right now at the worst time. We have Maction going on right now. What are the white boys going to do without Maction? Did you think about the consequences of your actions with taking away Maction from white boys? That's devastating. We in the middle of college basketball starting and the college football season getting back into the swing. And guess what? All the games, like SEC matchups, they're all behind ESPN right now. So now I'm stuck. Well, I'm not really stuck because I get to see like Big 12 and Big 10 matchups for football on Fox and CBS. Thankfully, Notre Dame has a deal with NBC where all their home games are going to be on it. That have always been on NBC. Thankful for that. But YouTube, TV, ESPN, settle your stuff right now. The people are demanding it. We need to figure this out right now.
Part of me is worried because part of me, based on Aiden sent me a TikTok the other day, and it was an advertisement of essentially ESPN.
It was
telling you to sign up.
Like, hey, YouTube TV, go to the website, keep our channels to let your voices be heard. But in the meantime, you can subscribe to our ESPN package.
Part of me think two reasons why I think YouTube TV is not getting ESPN back. One, the mouse. Like Aiden was kind of hinting at, Fubo and Hulu charge like $100 a month for their services. So they, like Aiden said, they can afford to get hoed by the mouse. They can afford to get pimped out. Like, think of a pimp named Slickback from the Boondocks. Even he pimped out his own grandma.
What?
But elsewhere, they and you know they're ESPN has also launched their streaming service recently. So now the options right now are either $100 for Fubo or $40 for ESPN. I could be like, well, people will be like, well, YouTube TV was like $35. What's 40? And also, Aiden sent me a TikTok the other day, and it's ESPN, like he said, ESPN calling out YouTube TV. Them motherfuckers turn the damn comments off on the video.
That's some real bitch shit right there.
That's some pussy shit. You throwing accusations out there, and then you turn off the comments so people can't call you on your shit. That means you know what you're doing.
All the website is just a glorified complaint department. Like, hey, you could send a tweet out. I'm not on Twitter, so like I really don't care. And then you can send a direct message to one of the people at ESPN so you can let your voices be heard. How about let me comment and say y'all are being too greedy right now. You know who I feel bad for the most? My dad. He doesn't understand all this streaming stuff right now. He's just a working man that, like, he told me one time, like many years ago, he was like, son, there's only 3 things in this life other than family that I get excited for. That's Notre Dame football, the St. Patrick's Day parade, and the Masters. Y'all are taking away football from this man. What are all the middle-aged dads going to be doing out there right now? My dad told me the other day, he was like, son, you know, with all this damn streaming bullshit, it's worse than cable right now. With all this damn streaming bullshit, I might just give up sports altogether. I'm going to read a book. I love reading too, but you're taking away one of the best forms of bonding that I have with this wonderful man, and just crapping all over it. I can't stand for this right now. Like this is absolute. This is horrible. The mouse is hoeing us right now. The mouse.
And I don't want to be fucked by a mouse. I don't want to be fucked by a mouse. Not into bestiality.
Yeah, no. This is an anti-furry channel. We don't play that stuff right here. This mouse just kind of like just squealing in there, trying to take cheese out of our hands right now, and I can't stand for this. Anyway, Notre Dame.
For our less discreet viewers, the mouse is Disney, who owns ESPN.
Yeah. Anyway, Notre Dame.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm also kind of upset that Notre Dame only beat Boston College by 15 points, and like, see here statistically, Notre Dame had a pretty good game. Like CJ Carr threw 2 touchdowns off of absolute nukes that he sent from midfield, thrown for 300 yards, 299 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love breaks one big for like 94 yards for a touchdown, total rushing of 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a great game for Notre Dame. I don't know what the hell happened. Just the kicking game was something that is a little bit to be desired. Noah Burnett, former UNC kicker, transferred to Notre Dame this year, and I never want to put Raleigh native, but just hasn't been. I don't know if it's something with Tyler Buckner, or there needs to be a little bit of a chemistry issue right now, because our special teams has not been the best it can be. I don't want to put anyone on blast, but it's just not looking good right now. Missed a PAT, and then Notre Dame didn't get the 2-point conversion. Just looking at the game in general, there was just a lot of 3 and outs and just turnovers on downs. I think Notre Dame knew they had the players to win this game, so they weren't necessarily taking it too seriously. But just things like fumbles by Price. He's great running back, but just like fumbles it, missed field goals, turnovers on downs. Notre Dame gets the job done. Didn't wow me, but they just need to finish out the season. Every game's pretty winnable, but let me tell you, that Pitt game, I'm scared about that Pitt game, Gareth. This is what I'm actually having nightmares over, and it's at noon on a ACC network. ESPN, get your stuff together right now. I need to see this. If I don't see this, it's going to be bad. It's a noon game in Pittsburgh. Something's fishy. Something's fishy about that Panther over there.
Nothing good happens in Pittsburgh after 11 a.m.
Nothing good at Pittsburgh happens. No. But it's workman-like effort for a win against Boston College. But Notre Dame moves on, still in playoff contention, ranked number 10 this week. Moving on. Tennessee versus Oklahoma. Gareth, do you have any thoughts on it? Because I have some thoughts on this.
Tennessee, Oklahoma, your season is over. at least for Tennessee. Tennessee, I wasn't exactly high on them coming into the year. I mean, they definitely surprised me with the start they had, but
Mhm.
I had a lot of questions, particularly around the quarterback play of Joey Aguilar. He really hasn't been the issue. I think it's just this team's just had a lot of trouble executing. They've been in a lot of their losses have been close games where they just haven't been able to, take that next step, clean up the mistakes. And I think that was kind of on full display here as well. It's a night game in Neyland. They brought out their spooky top jerseys. Yes, that is a real thing. They call them their spooky top jerseys. They're all black look, but they didn't wear them. Oh, this was their this was their home game around
Yeah.
Halloween. This is their spooky top jersey, which they do look sick. I'll give them that. They're very nice jerseys, but the play was not nice. I mean, it was kind of a slugfest to start out. I mean, the teams traded blows. I'm trying to find the game. Give me a second so I can get my thoughts together. But I'm on the wrong week. Here we go. Tennessee, Oklahoma. I think Tennessee had the lead for most of the first quarter. Then Oklahoma kind of field goaled it out in the second quarter, and it's just they kind of went tit for tat the rest of the way. And just the issue was it was just kind of that little run there in the second quarter where Oklahoma held Tennessee scoreless. Joey Aguilar's 2 interceptions definitely didn't help. But John Mateer didn't exactly light up the scoreboard at all either. He had 19 of 29 for an interception and 159 yards. I mean, the quarterback play was not really there. And I know that's kind of wild to say when Joey Aguilar had like 400 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions. But also that's kind of been the story of this year and their losses. Joey Aguilar has some impressive stat line, and then it's like, and 3 interceptions, and 2 interceptions, and 4 interceptions. I don't know if he's had a 4 INT game, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's Tennessee's not been able to play clean football. They kept the penalties to a minimum. They were 7 of 13 on third down. They won the first down battle. I think it's just they had one more turnover than Oklahoma did. I think that's just what it was. And they lost by a touchdown. It's like Aiden and I were talking about. Football is a game, and this isn't necessarily inches, but football is a game of we'll say football is a game of thin margins. And that's ultimately what happened. Football is a game of thin margins. So, anything else you know about this game?
I mean, I'm this Tennessee offense is really good, and like Aguilar, like I feel like it's safe to say, like in Garrison, do you think Aguilar has like exceeded your expectations for Tennessee?
He has exceeded my expectations, but
'Cause I
he's
remember
also not played up to him in certain contexts.
Because I remember at the beginning of the season, you were saying like you don't think he would pan out. I think he's panned out, but I think the problem is Tennessee is one trick kind of like they want offense, they want yards, they want everything, and I feel like that's kind of almost been at the expense of their defense. Like, yes, Tennessee's defense has pulled away and like with some good moments in this game, but in other games, I think it was like I think mainly like they're too focused on the offense, not giving enough time for the defense to rest.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cost Tennessee. And I think Oklahoma does a better job at like balancing both sides of the ball, which is why I thought this game was going to go in Oklahoma's favor, and it did.
Also, the thing is, if you're going to outshoot teams, that's fine and dandy. But if you're going to put that much pressure on your offense, you can't turn the ball over 3 times.
Yes.
Like, yes,
if you want to be the Splash Brothers and in basketball and be just like, hey, no defense, hey, we're shooting threes, you better make those threes.
Yeah. And yes, I realize with their type of offense, you can kind of get away with that because it always seems to be these types of offenses that run with reckless abandon, they always end up in a position to win it at some point. Like, no matter how many interceptions they throw, no matter how bad their defense is, something screwy happens. They end up with a drive to win it.
Mm-hmm.
It usually doesn't pan out, but they're always in games. And I guess that could be their argument that Kirby Smart's like, or not Kirby Smart, that Josh Heupel's like, it only takes 1 year. It only takes 1 year where we have those plays go our way. Okay, but that might never happen. I'm not saying he said that, but I could see that being his line of logic is that we always end up in a position to win it. We just got to figure out how to execute in those situations. And yes, that is a fair point, but also like, maybe give your defense some rest. And I think not saying, and I'm not using NC State as like the stellar example of this, but I'll take this weekend for NC State as an example. What I said is, to beat Georgia Tech, NC State needed to turn this into a track meet. But they also balanced it where, say Georgia Tech went on some lengthy drive which would have worn the defense out. NC State didn't immediately go tempo. Like, they knew that they were moving the ball at will. There was no need to go tempo. Like, there was no need to, short your defense rest. Like, run tempo just for the sake of running tempo. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can slow down at points. Which is kind of what Tennessee does. Which is what Tennessee doesn't do. They never really take their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
It is constant hurry up.
Yeah. But speaking of teams that shoot, but they're going to score, Utah. Utah beats Cincinnati 45-14. This Utah team, offensive proficiency off the charts, in my opinion. Devon Dampier throwing for 213 yards, passing, 2 touchdowns. But this rushing attack also with Wayshawn Parker, pretty good with a 102 game, a 104 game, 1 touchdown. This Utah team is pretty scary. I mean, it losses to BYU, but and Texas Tech, but this is a really good team, and I think they're not in the driver's seat of the Big 12, but they look really good. And this Cincinnati team, I had a little bit more higher expectations for them, but it just did not show up when it mattered most. Just looking at the breakdown of this game, just fumbles, interceptions, punts at big moments. This game got away from them, but this Utah team is looking extra nicey, especially with Ryan Davis, wide receiver of Utah, 132 yards receiving off of 8 receptions. He went off on this game. Just really big win for Utah, and I think it was very necessary for them because you kind of on the outside looking in when it comes to just people trying to see hey, how many bids are this Big 12 conference going to get, especially with big conferences like the Big 10 and the SEC kind of hogging up a lot of spots. I think this Utah team is definitely making a case for why they should be there. Houston, however, fraud alert.
Indubitably, fraud alert.
I mean, I just have questions for Houston as an institution. I know it's a commuter school and maybe culture around campus isn't the best, but you going into this, going into games, there was a good point of the season, you're undefeated at home until Texas Tech. They were 4-0 going up against a ranked opponent in Texas Tech a couple weeks back. Stadium empty. You're still in the playoff race right now with wins against Arizona State, which is a pretty good team. But you lose to West Virginia at home. Nobody's in the stands. I question the football culture around Houston right now. I wish it was a lot better than it is. I don't know if it's just the fans don't care, But like I've seen it for basketball. Hey, they show up for basketball, but it's just nobody's showing up for this.
My only question would be for them is like just to get a better understanding is where's their football stadium like in relation to campus? Because I know basketball stadiums aren't easy because a lot of places have those on campus, and I realize football stadiums you can't always fit one on campus.
Yeah,
Like the only reason Boston College fits theirs on campus is their stadium's the size of Cardinal Gibbons. As for those of you who don't know, Cardinal Gibbons is local high school in Raleigh, is like the size of Cardinal Gibbons Stadium. Like it's bigger than that, but it feels like Cardinal Gibbons compared to the rest of the college stadiums. You get what I'm saying? That is kind of not a good look for a Power 5 team. I know they were a Group of 5 a few years ago, but they were like their stadium was filled then. Like they always had fans show up then. But anyways, other games this week.
Yeah, it's on campus.
Oh, it's on the football stadium's on campus too.
Yes.
Oh, there's no fucking excuse unless it's just wanting to go out for Halloween. But like,
yeah, no, it is literally there. It's
I mean, no,
close.
NC State season's over technically, and it was sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah, granted it was a ranked team, but it's still Halloween weekend.
That doesn't. It's the middle of the day.
Oh, middle of the day. So it's not even like they're fighting the going out crowd either.
I believe it. Yeah, it was. Yeah, not a good showing. And it's
elsewhere in important. I don't know if I'd call this an important game. There's at least two more games I want to highlight. First, Kennesaw State versus UTEP. Kennesaw State, for the first time since moving up to FBS, is bowl eligible at 6-2. Hats off to the Owls. They ended up needing to run two quarterbacks in this game, if I'm not mistaken, just due to some injury and out of it's kind of precaution, but it's nice to see them get bowl eligible. Our two FCS friends who just recently moved up might be bowl eligible in themselves, but unfortunately, due to the rules, they will not be. But I like when I see FCS teams.
Rules get bent.
Rules get bent sometimes when there's not enough.
Yeah.
Bowl eligible. If they're bowl eligible, they'll make a bowl.
Mm-hmm. Another important win. USC gets a win over Nebraska on the road. Lincoln Riley. There are narratives about him not being able to win on the road. Listen, a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, you win 21-17 against Nebraska." And you know what? If I'm USC right now, I hold my head high and say, "Yeah, we did." Because, granted, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Was not the best game.
Prettiest.
Yeah, but especially for Jaden Mavia. But yeah, a win's a win. It looked like Nebraska was actually going to run away with it a little bit going into halftime. But USC able to keep calm, keep composure, and edge out an ugly win, but a win's a win against a pretty good Nebraska team, especially under the lights. Listen, regardless of how Nebraska's doing, they always show up. I think remember that statistic that they always pull up, like on any given football game that's sold out in Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska's football stadium becomes one of the top 6 or 3 largest cities in Nebraska. They show up. This is their professional football team, and USC does a good job getting the win on the road. But you want to move on to week 11 predictions?
Possibly. There's one more game I kind of want to shout out. We don't have to break it down, but Kentucky Auburn sending Hugh Freeze packing. That's just one thing I wanted to mention real quick before we get moving on. That's a big one. Auburn, we're going to get back this season. I don't know if Auburn will get their get back. That could be kind of killed their culture in terms of the locker room.
I don't know. It might have even motivated that. Hey, we've seen teams fire their
stranger things.
We've seen teams fire their coaches and like the players decide, hey, we can be good.
Yeah, definitely.
But moving on, let's see.
This
Big
week,
weekend.
NC State has a bye.
NC State has a bye. UNC's going up against Stanford. It's at home. We're coming home after a win. It's in Chapel Hill. Listen, I like this Stanford team's nothing to sneeze at, but number one, they've already gotten their 3 wins of this season. But oh my gosh, it's in the Arrowverse. We're relegated to the CW network. No, but you know what? Diego Lopez. I mean Gio Lopez. I had a good game against Syracuse. I think he can pull this momentum against a team like Stanford. It's going to be a tough watch, offensively speaking, for both sides. But I like Gio Lopez to keep it together. I like the rushing attack of UNC a little bit more. And I'm feeling confident about this UNC team. I think UNC is going to come away with the win.
I'd agree. I think that win kind of is going to reinvigorate the fans. It's still going to be a tough watch. I will say it's definitely going to be a grind. It's going to be a tough watch.
But Duke versus UConn. Duke's going up to East Hartford, Connecticut to play UConn. UConn bowl eligible, 6-3. I got Duke winning this one. Duke gets bowl eligibility with this one. I think Duke's offense is really hot and going. I don't think UConn's defense is going to be able to respond to it, especially like they've struggled against teams like Rice, lost to Rice, just not being able to match like offensively with them. I think it's going to be
Rice
if it
runs
gets
the triple option.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a track meet. I don't think Connecticut's going to be able to catch up with it. I got Duke winning this one.
My question for you is: Does Joey Fagnano throw an interception?
Probably.
He has yet to throw one yet this season. He currently has 2,500 yards, is 209 for 304, with 22 touchdowns and no interceptions.
I mean, I think this Duke defense is. I can't. I'm not God. I can't predict things like that. But I just think Duke has this one handedly.
I agree too. I don't think he throws an interception because even in their bigger losses, he hasn't thrown one. He just generally takes care of the football. But I think Darian Mintz is going to be too much.
Thursday night matchup. We have App State versus Georgia Southern. Night game at Kid Brewer Stadium. You know, like I've been up and down on App State. Some people might say, "Hey, I'm an App State hater." I'm not an App State hater. I like App State, but I think App State has this one. I think Georgia Southern is just not on the level of App State. Had some having some tough losses against Sun Belt competition, and I think App State is going to bring it out. The stadium's really going to back out, and I think this offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. I like AJ Swan. I think he's going to have a good performance and a good rushing attack from Rashad Dubion. I think App State wins this one in a close one, but it's going to be a good win for App State.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. I think App State's a really good team. Not, I mean, good for their record. They're good for the Sun Belt. I think they do a good job. I mean, Swan definitely not. I don't think it's necessarily a pass first offense considering Swan's stats. But hey, I think they got it. Georgia Southern, I'm not very high on to begin with, so could be a good one. It will be a fun tobacco road and a broad weekend, Aiden.
What?
Aiden and I already plan on going to the state Carolina. On the off chance State plays on Black Friday, do we make our way to Boone into a Boone Raleigh college football weekend? If they play at home on Friday, I doubt they do.
Hang on. We can do, sometime we got to do a trip to Boone.
Oh, it's Saturday against Arkansas State.
What time?
To be determined.
If there's enough time, if there's enough time between the two, we could do a doubleheader. I highly doubt there would.
If it didn't have enough time.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but
we got to do it at some point.
I don't know. 12 and 6 o'clock, I think we could make.
Yeah, if we left right after kickoff.
It's a 3-hour trip to Boone.
Yeah, but are we factoring getting out of traffic, leaving the game, to getting into traffic to get into the State Carolina game?
Well, I think we would have to do it if the UNC State would have to be first, and then is a 3.5 hour drive. I've made it in less time, but
we're not getting into that right now.
But I don't know. Hit Tommy up. See, yeah, probably not going to happen.
Please sneak us into the student section, please, Johnny, please. All right, on to some other games this weekend.
ECU versus Charlotte. ECU.
ECU easily.
Enough said.
I mean, crazier things have happened, and it would be quite comical.
It's at ECU, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? There's Wake Forest versus Virginia. Listen, this Virginia team has had some questionable moments, to say the least. And this Wake Forest team, I'm not gonna lie, if you sleep on this Wake Forest team, they will get you. But I think Virginia is gonna take care of business at home, get a close win, because all these wins have been close, against Wake Forest.
Yeah. Honestly, if there was a way to say a 5-3 team is fraudulent, this is the most fraudulent 5-3 team I think I've ever seen. Yes, they were one play away from beating Georgia Tech, and they probably got screwed. I will admit, they probably got screwed. But you know what? I'm going to predict get-right game for Virginia. Virginia's going to win big. I just think Wake Forest does not have the offensive firepower. And now I know Virginia's offensive firepower has not necessarily been on display the last few weeks. But I think after the Washington State and after the North Carolina and after the California game, at some point I think Tony Elliott's going to look at his offense and be like, listen, guys, if you don't score at least 35, your ass is grass. This is pitiful. So I think Chandler Morris and company are going to go off this game, and they're going to win by at least 14. So give me Virginia in this one.
All righty, moving on to around the college football world. By the way, quick shout out, Maction has started. Thank you. Shout out Maction. But moving around, we got BYU versus Texas Tech, a number 7 versus number 8 matchup, and it's at noon in Lubbock. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. This game should be prime time, but the pile of tricks that is the politics of ESPN has designated this game like College Game Day, by the way, but at noon Eastern Standard Time. This is a really good game, exciting game. I've kind of I'm not gonna lie. If you go back to the past couple episodes, I've kind of been hating on BYU a little bit. I just haven't been sold too much. They've proven me wrong a lot of times. I thought they were going to get checked by Utah. They didn't. I've just had questions about them, but they've been pretty solid and consistent throughout the entirety of the season. But this Texas Tech team, I don't know, something about Texas Tech in general, whether it be basketball or college football. I'm just gonna something about this team, this university has kind of had me feeling a little bullish on them right now. It's a home matchup. I mean, I think I got to give this one to Texas Tech. I like their offensive production. They've suffered some injuries. Hopefully, a lot of their big defensive players could be back for this game. But I got Texas Tech winning this one.
Any school that gets rid of their tradition because it upsets people is bitch in my mind. Texas Tech, for those of you who don't know, got rid of their tradition of throwing tortillas at the home game. And I just can't stand for that. I can't stand on teams that give up on their identity. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Tradition, look, identity. Give me BYU. BYU is a school that has stuck to its guns. Although guns I don't believe in and disagree with, BYU has stuck with them. I like Bear Bachmeier. Something about a quarterback with the number 47. I don't know. I don't usually do a vibes pick. But I'm getting good vibes from this BYU team. Give me the Mormons to upset the oil tycoonists.
You know what? I think you've kind of convinced me. I mean,
the Mormons have lasted so long without oil.
You see, here's the thing. I'm split 50-50 on this. I do have to say, I think the line is insane. Texas Tech minus.
That's free money. That's
free money. Free money.
I don't bet. I maybe even bet on that.
I'm just looking at the matchup predictor, and matchup predictor has Texas Tech winning 60%, and has Texas Tech at a minus 10.5 point spread. I think Texas Tech is going to win this, but that's an insane line.
That's free money.
Free money. Contact the problem gambling helpline if you suffer from gambling addiction. But before that, bet on this game. Let's see.
What is Calci? Oh man. Other games.
Texas A&M versus Missouri. I like Texas A&M. I think Missouri is a little fraudulent, low key in my mind. I mean, can't really win against the big games, and
they lost their quarterback.
Yeah, I got Texas A&M winning this one.
I got them winning this one too. Number 3 team in the nation. I think for once they're legit. So, yeah.
Oregon versus Iowa. Oregon's heading down to Iowa City. I like this Iowa team a lot. I mean, very good offensive production, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Oregon. I got Oregon winning this one.
Let me give this one a quick thought. I haven't thought about this game much. Probably because I forgot that, Oregon's big. Oh, wait, was this Oregon you said?
Yes.
Oregon, Iowa?
Yes.
I don't know. Mark Gronowski got me feeling a certain type of way. Just this extra dynamic that this team has been allowed to have because of his running ability. I think Hawkeye Nation's going to be pumping up. They're just going to be ready to go. Give me Iowa in this one. I think the line, unlike the last game, is pretty respectable. It's, 6.5? 5.5. Matchup predictor at 70-30. Give me Iowa this one. I just like Mark Gronowski. He adds an extra, like I said, layer of depth to that Iowa offense that they so badly need. And they've kind of gotten over the hump with their offense. So give me Iowa.
We got Notre Dame versus Navy. Navy's coming over to South Bend on a night game. I think Notre Dame's going to win this one pretty big, but my main fear is how Navy's going to beat up, just physically wear Notre Dame down. They're going to win, and it's not going to look close. I've seen this game before, but I'm just keep note. Keep a bookmark on this game. Notre Dame wins, but at what cost?
The Pitt game.
I don't want to say it yet.
Elsewhere this weekend, you've got this game would be big if it weren't for what's happened lately. We've got LSU, Alabama.
Alabama.
Alabama. This LSU team had no identity to begin with. They don't have it anymore either. I think this line's generous. Alabama by more than 10.
Ooh, this one would have done numbers 10 years ago. Florida State versus Clemson.
Loser gets to fire their head coach. Never thought we'd be saying that.
Yep.
About this game.
I got Florida State winning this one. I don't care if it's at home for Clemson. I don't know. I don't think Clemson's after that Duke loss. I think they're kind of going to be struggling.
Let me just say this. I find it funny that the two teams who wanted to leave for the SEC the most are currently below 500 in conference play and may not even make a bowl this season.
That is hilarious.
It's even more hilarious given the record of Florida State last year. All I'm saying is Florida State, Clemson, I never want to hear another goddamn thing about wanting to leave the conference.
You will stay here even after the conference collapses.
I don't care if NC State and Carolina have left for bigger and better things. You're staying. You're staying.
The ACC will become the Pac-12 and have two teams, and it will need to be Florida State and Clemson.
Clemson is going back to the old Clemson.
Hey,
they're going
to relatively same colors as Oregon State and Washington State, if you squint hard enough.
If you squint hard enough, yeah. That purple becomes a black, and that gold can kind of become a silver if you're somewhat colorblind. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. Give me Florida State. I think Florida State's got a little bit more, a little bit more juice behind them. I will say if they do lose, Dabo's gone. I think if they go 3-6, Dabo's gone. I know I said that last week. By some stroke of luck, I don't know what blood of the lamb Dabo had to paint on his freaking doorpost to keep his job.
I think Dabo literally just said, "Hey, I might get fired," in the press conference, and the AD felt bad.
He's like, well, shit, I can't fire him now.
Dabo just says that for every single press conference now.
I don't know what child he had to sacrifice not to lose his job. I don't know what blood was painted on what doorpost. I don't know what meal he had to eat with rod in hand and sandals on feet, ready for flight. But I don't know what divine force is protecting Dabo's job right now. But whatever it's doing a damn good job. But for right now, give me Florida State. They're just looking more dynamic right now.
Nebraska versus UCLA. UCLA is technically favored.
You know what? Them winning a national championship would have been a good movie, but I still think they might do a 30 for 30 on this team if this team makes a bowl game. Like, this would be a 30 for 30 worthy team. I mean, Nebraska, I will say, Dylan Raiola is out for the season. Their quarterback.
Give me UCLA.
Give me UCLA. Other games. Trying to find games that I give a shit about. Oregon State, Sam Houston State, 2-7 versus 0-8. I'm not getting that one. That's on at 10 p.m. on the CW network.
Ooh.
As Aiden would say, we are watching. I don't know.
I will not be watching. I'm at work.
Aiden, I'd rather watch the San Diego State Hawaii game at that point. Which
I don't know.
I know Hawaii
San
lost
Diego,
last week.
Hey, they put up a little. Yeah, hey, you went to sleep. They kind of put up a little fight near the end.
I stayed up for the majority of that game. Hey, Hawaii, hats off. You're bowl eligible. So it looks like I will be getting a Matsai Katsuzawa jersey for the final episode of this season. That's a jersey I will wear with pride.
San Diego State, low key. That's like I said before, I think they're a playoff dark horse right now. I mean, 7-1, only losses to Washington State. Again, a matchup that didn't look up that good at the time, but like Washington State seems to be giving everyone fits. So, I mean, by group of 5 standards, we could let it slide.
Yeah, we can let it slide.
Do you want to maybe talk about the playoffs rankings?
Oh, yeah, let's get into that. Let me pull that up. I will say, upon first glance, I really had no issues. I felt like it was pretty logically consistent, if you get what I'm saying. But
I like how they seem to give more. You see, the AP polls, like these past couple weeks, really weren't kind of giving the Big Ten a lot of credit, but everything's kind of caught up a little bit. USC, Iowa, Michigan back in the top 25. I think that's a good move. Georgia Tech fell, but not too far. A reasonable amount.
Yeah, I wasn't what Aiden and I feared. After State beat Virginia Tech, Aiden and I were like, they're totally not going to overreact to this. And for once, they didn't. So I will say the committee did a good job. I still think Georgia Tech is going to be the auto bid from the ACC. Like, in my mind, I think this Georgia Tech team is going to beat Virginia if they play. But
I like Notre Dame basically being the gatekeeper for 2 lost teams, because I don't think there's a 2 lost team better than Notre Dame. Like, yeah.
Miami has pretty much lost the games that matter. I mean, every game matters for them. Like, their bigger games, they've pretty much lost since the Notre Dame game. And hey, early losses are worse than late losses, or better than late losses. So
you got a little bit of droid voice.
Still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Still there?
Yep.
Is it there now?
Nope.
All right, we'll go from 124.50. What should I go from? I just go from like early losses are better than like.
Yeah, just say like I agree about Notre Dame being like the gatekeeper of like 2 losses.
Yeah, I agree. Notre Dame being the gatekeeper of like 2 losses, because I will say an early loss is better than a late loss. Late in the season, you're supposed to be in form. You're supposed to be getting better. You've seen competition. You know what works. You know what doesn't. Whereas Miami, they are, it's kind of like the train's coming off the tracks a little bit.
A little bit.
And I will say, for the most part in these rankings, they've valued head-to-head outside of Notre Dame, Miami. But I think that was a distinction that needed to be made. I think that's an exception that we need to have. Like Texas, Oklahoma. Texas kind of beat the brakes off Oklahoma. Texas deserves to be ahead of Oklahoma for right now.
Yes.
For right now. Now, as far as Virginia goes, being 8-1, it seems they're kind of valuing, strength of schedule a little more. And strength of wins. But I will say, at some point, it's got to come down to you beat who you were supposed to.
Yeah.
At some point, like if I'm seeing by the end of the season, if I'm seeing like a 3-loss SEC team anywhere near the top 15,
yeah. Once again, still way too early to be making predictions on.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely not the final draft, but good first ranking.
Good first ranking. I don't hate. Anything else you want to touch on before we go to the pros?
You know what? Before we go to pro football, how about let's just do a quick shout out to the World Series.
Oh, yeah. For those of you who are paying attention, the Los Angeles Dodgers did win the back-to-back World Series, which means we will likely be getting a lockout in 2027. But hey, hats off to them. It was a great series. Unfortunate it came down to a playoff, a broken bat, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles in baseball sometimes. Dodgers, best roster, spend the most money, got best results. That's all I'll say. They look good. A hard-fought battle. I think that was one of the more evenly matched World Series I've seen in the last couple of years. So
very entertaining.
Amount of extra inning, very entertaining, extra innings galore. Like we got, I think, almost three full baseball games worth of extra innings. So no complaints there. Free baseball. It's a good
base. Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add?
Nah. I mean, I do want to say it was I like the play by like the pitching staff from the Dodgers going into that Game 7. Very efficient, and also shout out Will Smith for hitting the homer that sealed the game for the Dodgers.
Good World Series.
Good World Series. I don't think there's really much I can add on after that. But moving on to the NFL, Week 9. Yo, the Packers just got served a RICO case.
Are we a good team?
Mm.
Let's not go there yet. Knock on wood.
No.
But unfortunately, the media is saying we're a good team. Unfortunately, I don't like the hype.
I mean, I'm starting to be a Rico Dowdle fan right now. Low key, actually high key, my favorite player on the team, kind of carrying us a little bit. BS call for unsportsmanlike conduct. You're giving
only 2 pumps.
Only 2 pumps.
Everyone's seen the Key and Peele skit. It's 3 pumps. That's the flag, not
2. 3 pumps. Flag on the play.
If anything, if Comedy Central taught me anything, it's that Hingle McCringleberry got in trouble because he did 3 pumps.
He did 3.
Not 2.
Only 2. I mean,
Key and Peele even came out with a statement going, "You got screwed." Key and Peele appealed to the NFL, no pun intended, on Rico Dowdle's behalf. Literally the next day, Comedy Central posted something in honor of Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, but okay, I was man, like, I guess at the start of me being a fan of the Carolina Panthers, like I was always a fan during like the Cam Newton years, and but like around that time I was still an NFL fan. Like I really hadn't committed to like the Panthers being my team. upon moving to college and like getting out of state, that's when I really decided I'm going to like the Panthers through thick and thin. And like, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. I'm still always going to rock with the Panthers. This was one of the most stress-inducing games that I remember watching, like as a Panthers fan, as being like a more hardcore Panthers fan, as opposed to when we were good, like really good. Because like games then, like I was like, yeah, we win, we lose, whatever. I was intensely watching this game, and I was pretty pissed about the unsportsmanlike conduct. Grant, okay, I understand, like the whole, like it's unsportsmanlike, but I was just missed the extra point off of that one, and we had like Ryan Fitzgerald, our rookie kicker, like missed the extra point that was taken back 15 yards due to the unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't know if he was going to be able to kick that game-winning field goal, but off the back of Rico Dowdle, like rushing that major, that huge rush that got us into the other half of the field, and putting us into like the perfect spot. Ryan Fitzgerald came in clutch, made the field goal, and I'm kind of a little bit upset with like the whole narrative, like by like the Fox Sports talking heads being like, oh, the Packers are playing with their food. The Packers are playing with their food. Like, put some respect on the Panthers right now. Like, Carolina comes away with a big win, and I'm excited to see how these next couple games are coming. We got the Saints, I believe, coming up next. And listen, if we keep it together, like I think maybe we could make a playoff. I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to jinx anything, but listen, it's looking good right now.
It is. And I will say this is a quality win. That was a quality win. But in my opinion, like I said, that's a quality win. We did what we had to do to win. It was a tough road game and a tough environment. And now we're 5-4. Back to a winning record from 500. Elsewhere around the NFL games I want to highlight, Vikings Detroit. I didn't get a chance to watch this one, but boy, welcome back, JJ McCarthy. Have yourself a game, my guy. 14 of 25, 143, not wowing yards, but 2 touchdowns. Pretty solid. I know Minnesota fans haven't exactly been high on them, but Minnesota's back to 500, and Detroit's now 5-3. Not the end of the world. I still think Detroit's one of the best teams in the NFL, but that was a hard-fought road win for what was it, AFC North? Oh no, that was AFC NFC. Or are they both NFC North? They're both NFC North, yeah. NFC North. No, and it's NFC North for FC. Hold on, my brain's. AFC NFC North rivalry, yeah. NFC North rivalry. I was correct the first time. No, that was a good one. Hats off to the Vikings. Solid win. Team win. Everyone played well.
Let's see. Ravens get a big win. Derrick Henry rushing for 119 yards. Lamar Jackson comes back in form. 204 yards passing with 4 touchdowns. I think the Ravens can pick it back up. Like, granted, it's the Dolphins, but I think they can keep this momentum going.
I agree. It's the Dolphins.
Bears get a big win over the Bengals. 47-42. Joe Flacco, I'll be the first to admit, I think I was a little bit too harsh on Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is looking elite out there, but 470 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. This Bengals defense couldn't stop what's something I could say right now? Like couldn't stop a paper bag or something like that from scoring because like they're just blowing these games. Now, granted, the Bears have a pretty solid offense, but it's getting insane right now.
This is getting.
Steelers get
Go ahead.
Steelers get the win over the Colts. Steelers look pretty dominant throughout this game, and the Colts made it look a little bit closer than it was, but Aaron Rodgers had a pretty good game. Daniel Jones looked good, but he had 3 interceptions. And turning the ball over at like that level, we were seeing some New York level Daniel Jones out there. But a side note, I kind of like the move that the Colts did, going all in on Daniel Jones, getting Sauce Gardner from the Jets, trading 2 first-round picks. Very bold move by the Colts. Just tells me that I feel like they are really confident in Daniel Jones, which, to be fair, I think is warranted right now. Like, granted, did not have the best game against the Steelers, but in the overall grand scheme of things, Daniel Jones has overperformed and has looked really good. And I like them deciding to go all in. Broncos win against the Texans. Broncos finding ways to win. Down, what is it, like 15-7 going into the fourth quarter. Denver scores 11 points to get away. Bo Nix throws his mandatory 1 interception game and then plays relatively decent for the rest of the game. I believe CJ Stroud was unable to finish this game. Kind of putting Houston in a pretty tough situation. And Broncos find a way to win. Let's see what else. Jaguars.
We talk about Chiefs Bills yet?
No, not yet. I mean, Chiefs Bills get the win 28-21. I saw this coming, but this game doesn't do much to change narratives for me. I think the Bills still look really good. Chiefs honestly still look really good, but I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on this game?
I don't know. I think a lot of these really good teams have had really tough schedules to start this year, so I feel like the records are a little. Not that good teams never play each other in the NFL, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of these really good teams have had really hard schedules to start the year, and just kind of been beating up on each other. I mean, Lions 5-3, Chiefs 5-4, Bills. I mean, yeah, that Patriots loss doesn't look good. I mean, the Patriots are one of the best teams in the NFL right now, but like, they've had it tough sledding. Meanwhile, you got the Patriots, who like the combined win, the amount of the combined wins that the back half of their schedule has, I think like 8 between all the teams. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, Bills usually rule the regular, like you saw them rule the regular season against the Chiefs. It's just the playoffs where, Andy Reid's really good at winning when it matters. So we'll have to see. Who knows? Maybe that ritual Josh Allen did with Peyton Manning in the river in Buffalo did something. Who knows? The sacrificial bottle of buffalo sauce. Who knows? Maybe he did something, maybe not. That they threw over Niagara Falls. Who knows?
What about the Cardinals beating the Cowboys, Gareth?
Oh, yes, the one that I want to talk about. I was excited about this one. Cowboys, once again, I don't know what's going on with them. They were supposed to be bad, then they were good. Now they're bad again. I will say they are playing well despite, just the general shit show that is Dallas right now. But hats off to Jacoby Brissett and Bam Knight, two former NC State players. They got it. They got the job done. My friend who is a New England Patriots fan up here, he has my favorite NFL quote about Jacoby Brissett. He's never going to be a starter, but if he has to come in, he's never going to be the reason you lose the game. He's going to come in and do his job. And I think 3 touchdowns and 261 yards is I think that's a little more than doing your job. But he did his job. He played really well. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 21 of 31. Did pretty well in my opinion. Dak, 24 of 39, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I mean, Cowboys, from the outside perspective looking in, if you're the Cowboys playing against the Cardinals, your defense has got to lock up.
Yeah.
And you didn't. Now, I do realize Jacoby Brissett, he's for how big he is deceptively fast. So I get that aspect of it. He is deceptively fast for his size, like his height and his build. But man, you can't let what happened happen. That's just, I get it's on the road, but if you're the Cowboys, you're on a big slide right now. Like, you haven't, you beat the Commanders a few weeks ago, but if your recent results are looking like loss to the Panthers, blowout loss to the Broncos, and loss to the Cardinals, there's some head scratchers. You got the Raiders this week as a get right. Oh, no, you have a bye week. Then you've got Raiders, and then you've got Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers. That is a gauntlet of 5 games outside of the Raiders. You are not trending in the direction you want to be trending in if you're Dallas with those 5 games. Yes, you've got Raiders, but like I said, you've got Eagles, Chiefs, yes, both at home. Lions on the road. You've got Vikings, you've got Chargers. And yes, the majority of those games are at home. But the majority of your games left outside of the Giants are against top-tier NFL opponents. You are not trending in a good direction right now, Dallas. And then you let that happen. And yes, the Cardinals, I'll agree, they're playing good right now. Maybe Jacoby Brissett's just the one who's going to fit their offense right now. Maybe he just, understands the offense better. I don't know. But he may just be the hot hand too. But Dallas, it's not looking good. I know it started off not looking good. But, you surprised some people to start out the season too. But I don't know. This is just not good. Not good at all. That's all I'll say. But hats off to Jacoby Brissett. It's good seeing him, He ended the Cardinals 5-game skid. He absolutely balled out. Great game.
Alrighty. I'll just do some quick summaries over like some other big games that went down. Seahawks get a big win over the Commanders. Jaden Daniels looks to be out with an arm injury. Commanders are not looking good. Jaguars get the win over the Raiders in overtime. Real workman-like effort. But what's his name for the Jaguars? Let's see. Cam Little breaks the NFL record for a field goal, 68-yard field goal. I mean, that was pretty much the biggest headline of this game. Other than that, this game kind of not a good performance by the Jaguars, but they're able to come away with the win. And Geno Smith unable to convert on the 2-point conversion. I like the Raiders trying to go for the win in this one, but Jacksonville comes away with it. And let's see, any other things I want to mention? Chargers get a close win over the Titans, 27-20. Cam Ward, I don't know how I'm feeling about him right now. Hasn't been performing the best. Granted, it's been the Titans, but he hasn't been doing exceptionally well these past couple of games that really like differentiate him from the rest of the not so good Tennessee Titans. So keep an eye on that. But I think I'm ready to move on to week 10. Are you?
I am as well, yeah.
But
So week 10.
Let's see. I mean,
Obviously,
we have a Berlin game, Colts versus Falcons. I got the Colts winning that one.
I do as well.
But let's hit up the Panthers. Kind of go into the Panthers game. We got Panthers versus Saints. I'm predicting is at home. Saints haven't been doing well. We've been doing pretty good at home, except for Buffalo.
We don't talk about that game.
Mm-hmm. I got the Panthers winning this one. If we can start off the run pretty well, I don't think the Saints will be able to answer. I just hope Bryce Young does not throw this game away. Because right now, I'm not going to lie, it's getting to the point where I'm just like, hey, buddy,
We're winning in spite of you.
We're kind of winning in spite of you right now. I mean, we have our guy at running back.
We have two dudes at running back.
We have two dudes at running back. But can you not mess this one up for us, please?
He continues to play this way. Do we take a quarterback in the draft? Like a second or third round quarterback. Like we don't not take a full swing at like a first round.
Who would be on the board? Because they're like,
I could see him slipping because he's not from a big name brand. Fernando Mendoza. I'd love to have him.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd love to have him too. Like, these are questions for the future. We need to see how he does, but
I like us to win. Hopefully, we don't overlook them. But the way Dave Canales is talking, everything this week in his press conferences is remember where we were. Remember where we've come from last season before. Remember the bad times. Never forget them. So it doesn't seem like the Panthers are going to overlook the Saints, but you never know. Very much the attitude they're putting on is that they aren't. They're treating this like any other game.
I don't think they can look past it. I don't think, listen, we're not a team that can look past anything.
Yeah, we don't take anything for granted. We're playing like Aiden and I use this motif a lot on this show. The Panthers are fighting like they're the third monkey trying to get on the ark. And brother, it's starting to rain.
Man, it's starting to rain.
So yeah, give me the Panthers in this one. Hopefully Bryce is a good showing because I'm tired of winning in spite of him.
Yeah. I mean,
I will say, when we lose,
how many more years are left on his rookie contract?
Bryce Young contract. Bryce Young signed a 4-year fully guaranteed rookie contract worth approximately $37 million with a $24.6 million guaranteed bonus. So 4-year fully guaranteed. This is year 3. So next year's the money year.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't it's not to the point where I want to cut him or anything, but I can very easily I could very easily see when his rookie year is up, we just kind of go, hey, time for us to go our separate ways,
Free agent.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, there's a lot of football to be played between now and then, and who knows, maybe he could pop off. Can we please sign Russell Wilson as a backup? I've made the meme before, but I think unironically, if he could just sit behind Bryce Young and mentor him, I think he would be a better mentor than Andy Dalton right now. Like a better backup potentially than Andy Dalton.
Because you know who's our third string?
No.
Mike White.
Never mind.
I think we're okay.
I think we're okay. But I don't know. Let's see. Ravens Vikings. Low key, kind of like maybe a slept on game, but Vikings have been looking a little bit better. Ravens have been looking a little bit better. I like the offensive production from the Ravens, but I don't know how their defense is going to be responding against the Vikings. I see this one being a little bit of a shootout. I think the Ravens kind of are starting to turn it around. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I've got the Ravens as well. Lamar's back. I think they'll.
Patriots Bucks. This is a good one.
Hardest game left on Patriots schedule. Is it? Do you know if it's in Foxborough or is it in Tampa?
It's in Tampa.
I like the run the Patriots have been on, but I think the Bucks are going to get them. But I do think this will be the last game they lose. So give me the Buccaneers.
Yeah, give me the Bucks as well. I mean, they've been pretty battered up. Like these past couple, like having to deal with a lot of injuries. But I don't know, something about Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's going to let this team slip up against the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree.
Too much. Let's see.
God forbid they lose and the Panthers go 6-4.
Ooh.
Jags.
Texans. I got the Jags winning this one, but I mean, Texans have been kind of off and on. I don't know what the deal with CJ Stroud is coming into this week. I assume he's going to be out under concussion protocol, but give me the Jags in this one.
I've got the Jags. Kind of. The Texans have already been kind of iffy, and yeah, without CJ Stroud, how iffy are they going to be?
We have two NFC West matchups. We have the Cardinals versus Seahawks. I got the Seahawks winning that. And the bigger matchup, Rams versus the 49ers. I don't know what to think of the 49ers. I mean, Mac Jones has been looking pretty good under center as of late, and Christian McCaffrey has been looking pretty good. But I don't know, something about this Rams team, I kind of feel a little bit more secure in them. Like, I feel like the upside and the upside for the 49ers is higher than the Rams, but the downside is lower than the Rams. Rams seem to be a little bit more consistent. I'm taking the Rams in this one.
I'm taking the Rams as well. I'm just more confident. Rams. They feel like a more complete when everything.
Sunday Night Football, we have the Steelers versus the Chargers. Should be a pretty good matchup. The Chargers have some major ups and downs, but I also feel the same about the Steelers. It feels pretty evenly matched in my opinion. But I don't know. Steelers going to win the 9-8 or 10-7 Super Bowl. I feel like the Steelers have this one, but I feel like you might have some differing opinions.
I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to agree that actually, I don't know. Chargers are missing their best running back, but also they've shown that they can win without their best running back. So, that is a good question. I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one. I've got faith in them. They still found a way to win, even with their backup running back, who has been good, not getting many yards. So, give me the Chargers on this
Monday Night Football, pretty good matchup. We have the Eagles versus the Packers. I got the Eagles winning this one. I know it's at home. I feel like the Packers are going to be a little bit more ready to play this game, but I just like the Eagles offense a little bit more, and they seem to be just kind of hitting their stride a little bit better than the Packers right now. I mean, Eagles have some question marks, but I don't feel like the question marks are as big as the question marks that I've been having for the Packers.
Yeah, it's similar to last season. The Eagles are kind of figuring it out. They kind of hit like a little early midseason slump last year, and I feel like it's more of the same. And I think the Eagles are just going to find their form going towards the playoffs. So I've got the Eagles in this one.
Anything else?
Let me do the one more once over of the games, but I think that'll be it for me. Let me do a quick once over. Yeah, I think that's everything for me. I mean, Lions Commanders would be a big game if Jaden Daniels did not absolutely get his arm just bent backwards. And yes, I mean that literally.
Yeah.
In like every sense of the word. It was gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
Normally you can't find those videos on the internet, and for good reason, but for whatever reason people decide to post that one everywhere, and oh my god. Hope he has a speedy recovery, but that was
bad.
The historical precedence of it isn't great either. It was same down and distance, same side of the field, same point in the game as the RG3 career ending injury. So, yeah. Same year of their career, too. Prayers up to him.
RG3 was football Derrick Rose.
He was. But no, I think that'll do it for me. You got anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
No, thank you guys for listening, and that'll do it for us here at Tobacco Road and Abroad. This episode should be up pretty quickly. There's not much editing to get done outside of the surprise, which I'm sure you guys have noticed before you clicked on the video. But 2 episodes going out this week. I'm about finished editing the college basketball video. That should be going up tomorrow, as in like Thursday. So tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Well,
yes.
Today, but yeah.
Yes.
That should be going out tomorrow. And then this episode should follow very, very shortly behind.
Also, we are making new thumbnail. I'm going to be making thumbnails now, or at least meme thumbnails for these episodes now, so we can try to differentiate ourselves a little bit. Looking at our channel is a little bit boring, but hopefully I can find a meme for every week that we can.
Or we can make one.
Oh, this one's a meme, so that we made. So I'm making. Hopefully, there's a narrative or something that we can try to make a meme off of that will be incorporated into our thumbnails for going forward.
Indeed. But no, thank you guys for listening in, and we will see you next week.